kind of like this too, Vincent. I think tall. It's my honor and pleasure to be here tonight to be one of the second or third groups, actually, that I've announced my mayoral candidacy to. And I think to some extent it's because this is part of my home. I am running for mayor to make sure that every voice matters. And in order to do that, you have to make sure that everybody feels included. And I think I've spent my entire life trying to make sure, through advocacy, that every person is included. I'm a special education teacher. That's my real life. And I have fought for years to make sure that the disabled have access. But we forget about the hidden, quiet folks, such as our LGBT community. I have always done things because it was the right thing to do, not because it was the political thing to do. And as mayor, I plan on keeping up with that. I want to build this community a neighborhood at a time, and we can only do that if we are all part of that neighborhood. So as mayor, one of the first things I want to do is actually form some mayor's councils with people such as yourselves from the various clubs so that you have access, you have an opportunity to help craft ordinances. We have to give the people back government, and that's part of why I'm in this race. Thank you, yeah, absolutely. I was going to yell at you. But I think more importantly, we have an opportunity during our downturn. Many families are struggling, many people are out of work. I can't promise everything to be done overnight, it can't be. And if any mayoral candidate tells you that, they're lying. What it really takes, though, is rolling up our sleeves, coming together as a community, and figuring out how to get things done. Part of my campaign will be focusing on our small businesses that are already existing and make sure we don't forget about them and find a way to keep them and nurture them and make sure that they can expand while we're looking at recruiting other businesses from out of state. Part of it will also be revitalizing our older neighborhoods. Gary and I have lived on this side of town for 23 years. We are original John S. Park historic neighborhood. We live in Marycrest now. This is our home. But we have to build a vital neighborhood, and you can only do that through rebuilding and encouraging people from day one that they're neighbors, to get to know their neighbors, to work together, to clean up things together, and not file code enforcement complaints the first time. Go knock on the door and talk to them and tell them, here, did you know this is the rule? Let's work together on it. Do you need some assistance? So in the older areas, we need to do that, but we can't neglect the newer, more master planned communities because we can't afford to have them go into deterioration, which is what's happened in many of our older areas. So that's a second component. Third one is making sure that for those of us that love this area of town, downtown is our jewel, and we absolutely have to continue on the mission of rebuilding and revitalizing our downtown core. That is absolutely key. And my fourth component is, as a special ed teacher, the mayor's job is not about education. Everybody's job is about education. And we will not diversify our economy if we don't have a quality K through higher education. And so one of the reasons I decided to get into this was, as a mayor, with no disrespect to my county commissioners, nobody knows what the heck a Clark County is. They know what Vegas is, and they know what a mayor is. And it gives you a different opportunity, a different voice, a different way to be able to use a pulpit to some extent to advocate for people. So we can sit down and we can collaborate with the university system, the people in the trades that are on unemployment. We can work with the K through 12. We can work with small businesses. I want to start a nonprofit that will go out and actually advocate and adopt one of the 114 schools that exist in the city of Las Vegas. And we can do that and it doesn't have to cost them a lot of money. It could be time coming in to read a story to a child. It could be using Spread the Word, which is a wonderful nonprofit that's out there that actually buys a book for each child to take home as their own book. It could mean mentoring by internships for the kids in the program. There is so much that a business can offer that we don't reach out well enough to do, and I believe I have that opportunity to do it. And finally, my record's proven. What you see is what you get. I don't vote to put it in your backyard if I wouldn't put it in my own backyard. And in the long run, this is about a leader with a proven record and experience helping others also learn to lead. That has to be part of what we give back. We tend not to do that in government. it should be inclusive, and that means everybody shares in the wins at the same time. So I am honored. I hope to earn your support. I've been a longtime friend. I was honored by HRC 2 years ago as actually one of Community Award along with Bob Forbes. Bob has agreed to be my honorary LGBT community organizer. Derek is on board with me. And before I leave, I want an autograph from this young man from Desert Companion. But you have a wonderful jewel here. I was treasurer 2 years ago in Stonewall, and I didn't do a really good job. I never wrote a check or anything. I mean, it was wonderfully done. But I was the treasurer, but you have done so much in 2 years. And Chandler was a wonderful president, and we worked together. You raised it up a notch, and I think that's very key because it's vital about building a community, and I look forward to building that community with all of you. So hope to earn your vote. If you're in the city, take a sign with you tonight, and if not, give us a call. But Derek, we're going to be, our campaign headquarters is open. It's at 6600 West Charleston, just between Torrey Pines and Rainbow, near CSN, almost directly across the street. We are up and running and ready to go. We're going to do a super walk on Saturday morning. This will be a volunteer-based campaign. It's going to take a lot of money, and I have to spend time raising that, but we have to depend on volunteers this time around. With a multi-billionaire in the race, it's going to drain dollars from those of us. People are going to look at splitting votes and checks all across the area. So I believe if we can put on the best grassroots campaign that Nevada and Clark County and the city of Las Vegas have ever seen, that we can show that people make the difference. Not developers, not this lobbyist, not this group, but people make the difference in politics. So I look forward to seeing you Saturday. We have more information. We're online. Chris G. for mayor. We decided you didn't have to spell out the last name any longer. And you can even do that on your checks, Chris G. for mayor. You do not have to spell out Giunchigliani. Okay? Thank you, and I hope to earn your support.